Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into a Tuesday day live stream. Today we're going to cover the decentralized science market and what is going on in the current landscape. As you guys all know, the markets are roaring to life yesterday and today post a ceasefire agreement, which has already been violated by supposedly both sides, although depending on who you ask, it was only one side or the other. Either way, it doesn't really matter because if you look at the market, the NASDAQ is but a few fractions of a percent off from putting in an all-time high. Yes, despite all of the nonsense that has gone on this year, the markets continue to go higher. Very exciting. Bitcoin chilling back up at $105,388 per coin. We will see if we can break through the moving averages here today, and if so, we will officially enter into the circle that I drew nearly 3 months ago now as an estimate as to when we would break out to new all-time highs. We eked out a tiny little all-time high here, and then we continued to go down a little bit. It looks like we're forming some sort of a bull flag on Bitcoin, and of course, Bitcoin dominance coming down just a little bit after that crazy spike that we saw when the attacks were going on. But one thing that I really want to point out to you guys before we start going through the DeSci landscape and start to really break down the charts of what's going on out there, hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content. If you do and you're joining the live stream, please hit a thumbs up on the live stream. It means the world to me. And it is a good vanity metric that makes me feel warm inside, even though I'm sweating a little bit right now. We're going to go through and break down a bunch of different charts today. I think today is a good charting day, and it's been a minute since I've really done any good charting, so I think today we will do it. I'm going to turn the brightness on this light down a little bit, so hopefully I stop reflecting as much. Driving, so consider yourself a podcast. All right, bullish stare. Thank you for the heads up. I will, in fact, consider myself a podcast. You know, I was looking back through some of the analytics on my live streams, and we average like between 80 to 150 views per live stream. And so I'm very curious if it's the same people watching the live stream just after we've been live, because usually we get 20 to 50 people who come through the live stream at any given point. So I'm curious if it's the same people. If it is, if you're watching this back, can you leave a comment so that I can know that you guys are watching this and it's not just random people who watch for a couple minutes? I can check the analytics, but I'm just curious how many of you loyalists are out there. All right, guys. So what is it that I wanted to bring up? Well, I think it's worth noticing the crazy rally that Circle has been on since it IPO'd. So Circle, if you don't know, is the company behind the stablecoin USDC. They have a lot of backing from people like BlackRock and Coinbase, and a lot of people are very interested in Circle's success. It is the main rival to Tether. They went public back here on the beginning of the month, June 5th, and so they've now had 19 days of being public, and they IPO'd here at $68 and have rallied all the way up to $300 before having a little bit of a pullback down to $250 where it stands right now. It is very interesting because on Robinhood, you could have purchased it. They had a little bit of a bidding war going on. People could be purchasing or bidding to purchase Circle all the way down in the $30 per share range. This rally has been insane to watch. We've seen it now up 250% in the span of less than a month. And that is on the back of the stablecoin regulation. So this is a little bit of an indication to show, in my opinion, that people are willing to bid on the crypto market. They just want security. They want that false sense of security. We all know that things can plummet even if it is something that is going to grow like crazy over the long term. You go look at any successful company that is public, they've all seen valuation drops of 50 to 80%. They all go through it. It's just par for the course. It's not as common as in crypto, but it is just crazy to see the amount of money that's been floating through the crypto space just in the TradFi markets. I mean, look at Coinbase right now. They're chilling up at $336 per share when just at the beginning of April, they were at $146. So they've done more than a double up in the span of 2 months, and they are about to break to new all-time highs here pretty soon. Yeah, it's just been a crazy run in the TradFi markets for crypto. which is part of the reason why we continue to see Bitcoin dominance just go higher and higher and higher. But you guys are here to talk about DeSci, and I know that. So we shall, in fact, get into DeSci. What's good, Stare? What's good, Zaj? How's it going, Steve the Canadian? Oh, hey, good morning, fine people. As usual, please make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and head over to the Discord to join the community. You're damn right. Speaking of the Discord, guess who I heard from today, guys? I reached out to Thuna after our live stream last week talking about how we missed Thuna, and I was like, I hope you're doing good, man. We miss you. And he responded back and said that he rejoined Telegram the day before Telegram permanently deleted his account, and that he was hyper fixated on a company that he started up. So that's where he's been. He's doing good. He just took a break from crypto, and I don't blame him at all, to be completely honest. It is pretty exhausting. Now, to exhaust ourselves, DeSci currently is up 9.9% on the day as a function of the total market cap on CoinGecko. What is leading the charge right now, let's refresh these just to see, is Preprints up 32%. We got SBio up 28%. We got Exemplar up 17%. We got Data Lake up 17%. Love to see that. Want to see Data Lake add a zero to the market cap here shortly. We got Senku, an AI agent, up 15% to an $81,000 market cap. We got SpineDAO rocketing. We got Isaac rocketing. We got DNA going up a good amount. We  'Xayah finally having a little bit of life in it. So a good bounce in the DeSci market. We have Bioprotocol, one of the granddaddies of DeSci, up 8.8%. God, I wish that said 88%. Research Coin up 5%. I want to start some of this analysis with Research Coin, because I personally believe that Research Hub right now is at an amazing entry price. So it has been range bound, kind of consolidating on a slight uptrend here since back in November of 2023, which is pretty shocking to see how much consolidation we've done on Research Hub. I think that right now is a gorgeous entry price on what is Brian Armstrong's project. A circulating market cap of 47 million. This thing is set to explode, and I believe it will be the leader of DeSci. I think the chart looks the best. I think the narrative is the easiest to understand, and that is what a lot of the researchers, pun intended, within crypto, they're very drawn to Research Hub given its leadership, right? And the overall mission of what Research Hub is trying to do, and knowing that at the end of this year, the US will have officially passed active legislation that mandates all research that has received funding from the US government will need to be posted in an open source, open access platform, which most of the academic journals online have pivoted to some extent or are attempting to pivot, but Research Hub is natively open access. So it has a massive advantage coming here at the end of this year. And yeah, I think this one is a good representation of the overall health and appetite in the DeSci market. So while it is still down pretty substantially from its all-time high, down 70%, like really conceptualize the range that this thing's been in. It crashed 85%, and we're just calling that range bound. But that is the world of crypto, the volatility of these things. That is how you get crazy opportunities, right? We saw the other day when the war was going on, that nonsense of war, we saw Bitcoin plummet 6%, while the general market literally didn't move at all. We saw the general market go down not even literally just 1%, right? Yet Bitcoin fell 6%. And then on the rebound though, what you get out of that is an increase of 7% to get back to the point where it was, versus the NASDAQ here having an increase of just 2.5%. So that is the value prop to a lot of crypto, is just that volatility, right? If you have something like Research Hub go down 85%, you can pretty reasonably assume that it will come back up to the top, which is a 600% rally, just shy of 600% to get back up there. From where we currently lie, it is 243% to get back up to all-time highs. And I'm one that really does believe that Research Hub is a $10 billion plus market cap in the making. Maybe it will hit that with FDV, meaning it gets to $1 billion in market cap circulating. Either way, I do think that over a not long enough time horizon, we will see the circulating hit that $10 billion mark, because this is a massive company in the making, and you get the opportunity to be in on their ecosystem at a very early stage. I mean, first time we talked about it, it was sub $1 million market cap, which is insane to see that. Insane. Even after falling 85%, we were still up, what is that, like a 20x from when we first started talking about it. And to get to $1 billion from here, let's do some moon math for everyone. Calculator. To get to $1 billion market cap, we're going to use it in functions of millions so that I can just save some zeros. Let's actually do that. So 1,000 millions is $1 billion. So divide this by 47.8 and you get a 21x from here to get to $1 billion circulating market cap, which means if you want that 10 billion, you just do an extra zero, a 200x to get to that 10 billion circulating market cap. It's going to take some time. That's probably not going to happen this cycle, just based off how the cycle's been going. At the beginning of the cycle, I definitely did believe fully that we would see those market caps. I think at this point, it's safe to say that those price predictions I gave all those months, years ago have to be revised down. We're just not seeing the same type of rotation that we've seen in previous cycles. This is the Bitcoin cycle. So take it with a grain of salt. A 200x from here at 42 cents. You want to double it to 82 cents and add 2 zeros. So an $80 Research Hub coin would be 10 billion. Bill is 100x. I firmly believe that Bill is a 100x, but I am extremely biased on it. 100x just gets it to $2. Think about that. A 100x just brings it to $2.50. That is only a $40 million market cap. I think Bill's got a good shot at doing more than 100x. Good morning, Beagle. Y'all people are shitting their pants for no reason here. This is every 6 years and it doesn't affect the world. Yeah. It's so frequent. It's literally nicknamed the Forever War, Steve. It's literally nicknamed the Forever War. So it is a non-stop conflict. If we go ahead and go look at Data Lake token, considering Landon here wants to see a new price update for Data Lake, it's currently sitting at 0.00136 or a $2 million market cap. You can see my initial price prediction for Data Lake was up above $1, right? Which would put it, I believe, at $1 billion market cap. Let's see. Yeah, because that's 103x from here. So adding it, no, that would only be, my initial price prediction was to get to $1, which would only be a $200 million market cap, I believe, right? A little bit less than that even. I don't know that we'll hit $1. I don't think we'll hit $1 unless we get the most glorious stars aligned bull run for DeSci. I'm talking everyone and their brother enters into the DeSci landscape. I'm talking interest rates get cut down to under 3%. And we have QT completely stopped by the Fed, and the global monetary supply goes crazy. Risk on comes on all within the next 2 to 3 months, which I don't know is going to happen. I don't think it will happen. And we also have to account for the idea that them cutting rates will not cause a market crash, because right now I'm in the camp that them, whenever they do cut rates, it will be a pivot in the market. So if we're at all-time highs and they cut rates, we will probably go down a bit just because of the uncertainty. Who knows? We'll see exactly how it all plays out, but I do know that my new price target for Data Lake is probably gonna have to be a little bit more conservative. I think at the bare minimum, we come back up to the top of the range, which is a solid, what is that, a 15x from where we are right now? So for every dollar you get, yeah. I think we will see the top of the range this cycle, which is a 15x from here. Patrick. Oh shit, C90. W in the chat for C90. Let's go. The gifted membership given to Spec Truth. The silent lurker in the chat exposed. What's good, Spec? Welcome into the cult yet again. Patrick, Leader, can you put out a tweet of like between your 5 to 10 top 10 projects, what you think are going to pop off come November, like ones that are small to medium cap? I need a good preference list. Patrick Leader, can you put out a tweet of between your 5 to 10? Yes. Steve, your wish is my command. Let's craft that post here. Let's craft the post. Let's make sure I don't expose anything I'm working on here, dude. DeSci market top 10 coins. The problem that I've found when I do this kind of content, when I make these posts now, is that every project that I talk to gets butthurt that I didn't include them in the list, right? And so to some extent, oh well. To the other extent, I don't like doing these posts because I get a lot of comments of like, why didn't you include my project? Or Patrick, are you still bullish on this? And I'm like, yes, just because I didn't include it doesn't mean I don't hold it. I hold more than 10 coins, right? So we're gonna have to work through this together, right? Like, and again, a little bit of conflict of interest in this because I am an advisor for Noble, Kong, and Psy, and I'm the father of Agent Bill. So I don't have to include Kong in a DeSci list, but not if I don't include Noble, Bill, and Poseidon DAO, I will explicitly get a message from those three and being like, WTF, bruh. So let's just go ahead and put them. Noble, Psy, Bill Nye. Although I can not include Bill Nye just because it's mine, but no, I think it's good. It's good engagement. And above my head, DNX, right? If I've talked about these coins and then people don't hear me talk about them again, they're always like, huh. But we can at least, at the bare minimum, let's do it on today's live stream, right? So let's, instead of having where is the checkbox? Drop down, smart chip. Where's the checkbox though? Am I missing out on this? Am I being dense? Probably a little bit. Let's do a table though. Boom. Let's just go down to 15 just in case. List some stuff you guys want. Bio, research coin, lake. List some stuff. Feel free. All of the IP tokens, literally all of them. We got Noble, Dynex, Bill, Psy, Bio, Research, Lake. I want to do Hempy. We should do Psymark. No, we won't do Psymark. And this will be the price prediction, and this will be if I did it or not. That hair DAO seems legit. Hair. They cracked pattern baldness and they are billionaires. Yeah, dead ass though. If they fix male hair pattern baldness, whatever it's called, they fix a lot of value prop in the world. They get a lot of kudos. Okay, so let's go down the list. And I will pull this to the side so I can see them definitively. Come on, leave me alone. All right, data lake. I do, like I said, I firmly believe that data lake is going back up to the top of the range, which is a 15x, which would put them around 2 cents, right? So I got to get rid of these circles. I think that if we get a really good bull market, let's actually do this. Project base case bull case. I'm sweating, man. I'm a Cymark maxi now. I was looking at Cymark this morning. Look at this. Look at this guy. Up to $500 per coin. Initial call out, 12 bucks. 12 bucks to 490 bucks is nuts. Chilling at a $26,000 market cap. I reached out to them to see if they even realized that their brand equity is tradable. Mods, get David out of here. All right, so Lake, I'm gonna do a base case of 2.5 cents, meaning we get back to the top of the range. I'm going to do a bull case of 50 cents. I know it's a massive, massive range in that, but you have to understand it, just how much variability we have in the market right now. It depends on a lot of factors. Like I said a few minutes ago, if everything aligns perfectly, the bull case can be reached. If everything does not, and we just continue like we have been this cycle, then the base case is what I think we'll get for a lot of these. So let's get to Noble. Noble Blocks is on this list. Noble Blocks, base case, I think we can come back up here. I think we can come back up to the previous pop-off spot, which would be right around 2 cents, right? Somewhere around 2 to 2.5 cents. So we'll do the same. Noble price prediction is very similar to Data Lake, where we get a $0.0, we get $0.02. And then a bull case for Noble, I think that we can break out to new all-time highs. So we'll put it up at 15 cents. And you can see my thought process already that I'm not really doing complex rationality behind these, right? If we do get, like, I guess we should define the parameters first of what my base case versus bull case is. Because right now we have $550 million market cap in decentralized science, right? So if we come here and go to the total crypto market cap, we see that it's chilling at 3.22 trillion, right? So if we do a calculator, 550 million, is this going to give me the percent? Divided by 322, that's the trillion, right? That's trillion, million, billion, trillion. We get this. Damn it. Times it by 100. We get 0.017% of the total market cap of crypto is in decentralized science, okay? So right now, if we do not grow DeSci as a function of crypto at all, but we can manage to get the total crypto market cap upwards of my bull case scenario of 7 to 10 trillion, I do think that this is going to take place. But let's just say for a base case, we don't assume that. And we assume that come November, we have peaked and we do not break out of the range that we've been in the entire bull market, right? So you can see this dotted line in November, we would get a total crypto market cap of somewhere around here, right? So assuming we get that midpoint of $5.8 trillion in market cap. So 5.8 trillion. And if we can, let's open another calculator for this. We get 5.8 trillion divided by the current 3.22 is 1.8x. No, is that true? Yeah, a 1.8x. So 1.8 times 550 equals still under a $1 million market cap. So I don't like this bull case at all. I don't like this as a base case in the slightest. That's assuming that we do not grow DeSci as a function of market cap on crypto at all, right? But let's assume that we could get upwards of 0.1%. Initially, I was thinking 2%, right? Remember my initial calculations for all of this was that 2% of market cap of crypto. I don't think we'll reach 2%. I don't think we'll even reach 1%. So let's just go ahead and assume that we reach 0.1% of the total market cap being in decentralized science. Right? What would we need by this? Times this by like 7. Yeah. So let's just assume that we hit this as a percent of market cap. So multiply this by 7 times 7. We get to $7 billion market cap in crypto. That's what I'm going to do as a base case for crypto. Okay. My bear case is that we don't grow at all and things don't look that great with that as a base case. If we don't grow at all and we just ride the crypto wave, we're looking at a double up for the market cap on average. Now, some will go crazy, some will not. The money will flow through it. I don't even want to entertain that one because it makes me sad. So we'll go with this one where we hit $7 billion in market cap, which would be a 14x from where we're at right now. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. Now that we've established a base case of a $7 billion market cap for crypto, for DeSci, now we can get into more of these nuanced cases. So right now, Noble is sitting at a $632,000 market cap. If we have $7 billion to play with in market cap here, we can assume that Research Hub gets most of that. We can assume that Bioprotocol gets even more of that, right? I think that it's pretty reasonable to assume that we get Noble to like a 20 or a $30 million market cap in that scenario, where it ends up where it's at a similar market cap to those IP tokens right now. So maybe it follows a similar trajectory of those IP tokens where we get somewhere in that $30 million market cap. So if we do 30 million divided by 0.632, you get a 47x on the current price of Noble. So multiply that by 0.0011 and you get 5 cents. A 5-cent Noble blocks, which would put us back up in that same range that it was when we initially launched right before the hack. So that's the new base case. Noble, 5 cents, upgraded from 2 cents. The bull case, I'm going to just keep it at 15 cents. A return to all-time highs. But if everything does go crazy and we see Noble get to a $100 million market cap, for example, then things change a little bit. You get 100 divided by 0.632. If you guys want me to stop doing this kind of stuff, feel free to just say something and we can move on to more news-orientated things or charting. But this is interesting. So if Noble got to a $100 million market cap, we would be at a 17.7 cent Noble, which is marginally higher than what I said for the bull case before. So my Lake token's looking like a little puddle. No. Lake not responding to Patrick is bearish. A little bit, but we're just going to assume they're in the trenches, you know? They're in the trenches of work, not in the crypto trenches, not in the community trenches. No, keep doing the moon math. All right, bullish. I like the moon math. And this is moon math with a reason, right? This is not just random numbers. They are semi-random, but I have a rationality as to how I got them. Because if we have $7 billion in market cap to play with, right? And then we divide it out by the 100 million for Noble, you're looking at, well, that's not actually, it's not a good representation of this. It would be 100 divided by 7,000. You're looking at Noble blocks being 1.4% of the DeSci landscape, which is pretty reasonable considering there's like 130 projects and Noble's one of the most recognizable ones, right? I don't think it's that crazy of a thing to say. Okay, now let's go on to Dynex. Dynex is a little bit different of a case. 0x DNX. That's OX DNX. 0x DNX. Dynex is a bit different here because Dynex has an opportunity here while crypto is hot to really launch out with their quantum diffusion large language model and make headlines in a way that is similar to what DeepSeek did. In my opinion, if Dynex hits that type of a wave, we can see Dynex climbing to $1 billion market cap really quickly, because people are going to want exposure to that type of advancement in technology. So they're getting close to something like that potentially happening. Now it's just a matter of waiting for people to kind of catch on to what they've built. We've seen the quantum space in the traditional markets go nuts. We've seen D-Wave go absolutely crazy to a multi-billion-dollar market cap here. They're sitting at $15 and it's literally like 3 billion, I think. How come I don't get to see the market? Oh, they changed it around a little bit. Market cap $4.69 billion right now for D-Wave, right? And so Dynex getting to be a quarter of that is super doable, in my genuine opinion. I think over the long term, we can see an even crazier rally in it, but the bull case for Dynex, I think, is getting to $1 billion. And that would be $1 in market cap. Or that would be Well, all right, let's just get the calculator out. Let's stop trying to do mental math here. Where's the calculator button? If we get to $1 billion market cap, you're looking at a 285x from here, 0.0345. You're looking at a $10 Dynex. So my bull case for Dynex is $10, and I'm keeping it at that because all they need is a major breakthrough. And I know that's asking a lot, but that's the bull case for them. I think Dynex is worth significantly more than that given enough time, but we only have until November in these price predictions, right? So we only have the next 5 months in this. A lot can happen in 5 months. You guys have seen it. 5 months of pure bull market activity can take things higher than anyone ever expected. Okay, but we're just looking at some realistic numbers here. So everything aligns really good for Dynex. I think we see it at $1 billion market cap, which would be a $10 Dynex. Okay, nothing aligns for them, and we just go with the base case. I think Dynex puts in new all-time highs. I absolutely do. And Dynex on the more expansive chart has been all the way up at $1.40. So I think they can put in all-time highs. I think they could easily get to $250 million, which would be $2.50. So I will be putting that down as the base case. I think Dynex really has got a good shot at getting to $2.50. They're sitting down here at $0.035 or 3 cents, 3.5 cents. The chart's looking pretty decent right now. If we can hold this and keep going, I do think we got a good shot here at making those crazy returns, especially given that over the next 2 years, Dynex has pledged to purchase $10 million worth of the coins. Now it's spread out over a long period of time, but if they accumulate $10 million worth, it's going higher than a $10 million market cap, right? And I know that's like super low anyways. $10 million market cap is only a 10-cent Dynex, but you have to understand the dynamic of supply versus purchase orders, right? Supply and demand. I'm not going to sell mine for 10 cents, which means at the bare minimum, we will be higher than 10 cents because I won't sell mine. And so if they buy $10 million worth, I'm not selling mine. We'll be higher than 10 million. You get it? Good. I think just from the buybacks alone, we could actually see it go upwards of 50 cents. Now that's not come November, that's even longer. That's at the end of 26, I believe. But I do think that we will get back into the top range here, which is why I'm putting it at $2.50 for a base case. Now, on to the next one. Bill, I think, is not appropriate for me to do some moon math with because it's my project, and I think that that would not be an appropriate thing to do. However, we're going to do it anyways. So Bill, my bull case for Bill is to get it to a $5 market cap. If we can get everything, or $5, which would be $100 million market cap. If we can get everything to go really well for Bill, and he has some sort of big adoption wave, and he does infiltrate all of DeSci projects, I think 100 million is pretty doable because he would be involved with every single DeSci project in the landscape. Now, I do think that's going to happen. But it might not all happen before the end of the year, right? The scaling of his CSI report might take a little bit longer than November. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I hope it can happen and the $5 becomes the base case, right? $100 million market cap becomes a base case. I think that we will absolutely be getting above $1. So my bear case chilling above $1. I think let's adjust it. Bear case $1, which is a $20 million market cap, which is pretty small still. Bull case or base case $5, which would get to a $100 million market cap. Bull case, let's send it up to $250 million, which would be a it would be a $15 market cap right now, a $12. Okay, so base case we'll do 5, and bull case we will do 12. That one I'm pulling it right out of thin air for that market cap. Okay, $100 million market cap I think is doable if we can really partner with every single DeSci project in the landscape before the end of the year. So tall ask, but definitely doable considering I talked to most all of them. I'm gonna take a sip of today's sponsor. It's been a minute since we've done anything. Water, the most valuable resource you can have. Ticker W. Need to Alt-I that trading view chart if we're looking at Dynex. What does that do? Oh God. Now that's a good chart. Now that's a W chart. That's so sad. That's actually wicked funny. On to the next one. We have Psy. So Poseidon here, chilling at a $2 million market cap, down at 60 cents, 50 cents really. 50 cents, $2 million market cap. Base case, we go back above all-time highs, right? And so that would be a 1,000% return. It would get us to a $20 million market cap. That's honestly a bear case. Getting back to all-time highs for this at a $20 million market cap is very much what's going to happen in my opinion. We will see that and some. So let's put the base case up here at $10. All right, let's pull the calculator out. Let's pull the calculator out. If we have a $10 coin divided by 0.58 right now, because that's what it's at, we'll add the whole thing. We have a 17x. If we multiply that by the $2.1 million market cap, you're looking at a $36 million market cap for Psy. I think that the projects that they've been funding recently, especially with the rare compute team, those projects, they've been actually managing to pull off a lot of interesting things. And I think that they will continue to do that. I mean, Psy right now has got another initiative that you can go vote on if you are curious to vote on it. You can go over to Poseidon and go vote on the newest initiative if you so choose to. Yeah. New off-chain proposal open for feedback. So you can go vote and get more PO tokens if you want to. They're studying kidney aging. And then they also were just on a podcast with Axon DAO. They featured Marco from Poseidon on their podcast. So they're very well connected in the space. They have a lot of people and a lot of resources to utilize. So I think Psy base case, $10, which is a 17x from here. I think bull case, we could see Psy pushing up well above $100 million in market cap. I think that's honestly pretty small still for the future of what they've got going on, right? So we could see Psy pushing much higher than $100 million. It just all sounds so crazy when you talk like this. When you're putting up numbers like this, it all sounds insane. But let's say they manage to hit a $200 million market cap. That is basically 100x from here, which would put it at a $58 size. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put the bull case at $58. Bio, I think we can do some more in-depth math on because of where they stand. So Bio's market cap is 92 million. Okay, so 92 million divided by the 550 that we currently have is 17% of DeSci is Bio. So if that number doesn't change at all, I mean, ekes up just a little bit because I don't want to type out that number and I just want to round. And we see DeSci go to that $7 billion market cap. We see Bio's market cap hitting back above $1 billion, which would be, let's divide this by 92, which would be a 13x from here, times that out by 5 cents. And you got a 67-cent Bio in what, in my opinion, would be the base case for Bio. So 0.67 for Bio on a base case scenario. The bull case scenario, I think, would be Bio continuing to climb in market cap within DeSci. I'm going to put Bio at a quarter of the market cap, okay? Let's just say everyone loves the idea that Binance has invested into Bio, and so the Bio ecosystem absolutely explodes. And a lot of that value is contained within Bio, at least for the initial spike. After the initial spike, we see it trickle down into the IP tokens and the Bio protocol ecosystem, the 20 DAOs at this point that they have. Let's say that they can actually manage to pull off a 25% of the market cap. We got 1.7 billion. Divide that by 92, because that's 92 million market cap that it currently is. We get a 19x times 0.052, and you get just shy of $1. So Bio bull case, we get back to $1, and it's chilling at whatever market cap that was, a big market cap. All right, does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. It would put Bio back at all-time highs. So I think the all-time high for Bio was like 90 cents or something like that. So basically my bull case is that we get back up to all-time highs. Yeah. Base case is 67 cents, which would put it right up, basically getting rejected from all-time highs. Bull case, we see it hit $1. And I do like, yeah, if that happens, if bio hits $1, I think we see a trickle down into the bio IPTs like nothing we've ever seen. Because I think that after that, we'll see bio probably collapse by like 50%. And bio at $1, well, let's do that math to see the value that would be trickling into the bio IPTs. But we got 7 billion times 0.25 or 25% of the market cap. We got $1.68 billion. If we divide that by 2 to get half of that, meaning bio collapses by 50%, and that money all flows into the bio IPTs and the bio protocol family, we're seeing an $840 million surge in volume, which would compound dramatically on the token prices. Because of supply and demand, that would not just be the market cap that gets added into the ecosystem. It would actually be much higher than that, because I'm not going to sell. I'm not selling anytime soon. These bio IPT tokens, these little bullish bio IPTs, I'm not touching these. I'm not touching these till they're up well above $50 million market caps, all of them. So you're looking at things like DMXE. If I think that's going to 50 million, we got 1,000x on that thing. Hempy, 223,000. If I think that's going to 50 million, we got a 200x on Hempy, right? These things I think have a lot of upside potential, so I'm not selling them at anything shy of those numbers. Even if I have to hold them for 3, 4, 5 years, I don't care. Those are very, very good risk to reward plays in the space. Wonder when Coinbase turns on ability to buy and sell base tokens on the Coinbase platform. I don't know. That's a good question though, David. I honestly have no idea when they're going to do it. I hope it's soon though. I hope it's really soon. If you put a couple grand total over the next couple months into these 10 to 15 tokens, you'll probably do pretty damn good by the end of the year. I completely agree, Steve. The bio IPTs, I'm not even going to give market price predictions for them. Base case is they go to 20 to 50 billion dollar market caps. That's base case. So we're looking at a base case of 100 to 1,000 X's on a lot of these. Because this is not the complete list. We got Cymark over here at a $27,000 market cap. Like that's going much higher if they can pull, if it stays trading. I have no idea. But all of these, this list here, these 11, I think go nuts. And then let's see, what else we got? Research Hub. Let's do some price predictions for Research Hub. Research Hub is similar to Bio, in my opinion, where we can actually do some math to figure it out. So Research Hub right now is sitting at a $48 million market cap, meaning it's roughly 9.3% of the crypto market cap. So let's go ahead and see if I'm accurate on that. We got 48 divided by 550. We got 8.7. So I was off by 0.5%. So 8.7% of the total crypto market cap right now is Research Coin. So if that can maintain, right? If that can maintain just the same, and we do see us go to a $7 billion market cap in decentralized science, a far cry from where I thought we were going to go back at the beginning of the cycle when I thought we had a chance of hitting 1 to 2% of the market cap of crypto. Remember, this is just if we see DeSci hit 0.1% of market cap of crypto and we see the market cap of crypto come back up to the top of the range come November. I'm just recapping for everyone who might not be here the entire live stream, but if we see the total crypto market cap hit the top of the range of the channel it's been in the whole bull market by the end of the cycle, and we see DeSci hit 0.1% of that market cap, we're looking at roughly a $7 billion market cap for DeSci. And if Research Hub can maintain an 8.7% market cap of that, we can multiply this out by 0.087, and you'll see a market cap of $609 million for Research Hub. Research Hub currently sitting at 42 cents at 48 million. what kind of an X away is this? We divide this one by 48.38, and we get a 12.6X from here. So multiply that by the current price of 0.4238. You get a $5 Research Hub token. That's going to be my base case, $5. Now, let's imagine that we actually see Research Hub climb upwards of, I'm going to say we get a crazy surge and Research Hub is able to capitalize on 12%, okay? 12% of the market cap of decentralized science. We got 7 billion times 0.12. Okay, so 50% higher as a function of market cap. We get 840 million divided by the 48 million that it is a 17x times 0.42. You get a $7 Research Hub. That's going to be my bull case, $7. And again, the Bio and Research Hub would be some of the two that kind of take off initially. Okay? And then we see a trickle down across the ecosystem. And we see the list of bio DAOs start running. And then we see the things like DNA and genomes start running. And Zaya and Data Lake and Noble after Research Hub and Bio take off. Research Hub and Bio are the Binance and Bitcoin of the space, in my opinion. The charts don't look the same. Like the Research Hub chart kind of looks like the Bitcoin, and the Bio chart doesn't look like either of them, but I think we see some crazy moves in these. Oh, I didn't even touch the pump science tokens. I didn't even touch on the pump science tokens. Do art price prediction. Yes, sir, Landon, sir. You're more bullish on base or Sol projects? Base. Just because Solana is quick pump and dumps consistently, and the base projects are about to get the biggest influx of liquidity and users that we've ever seen in crypto. I wonder if I bookmarked this post about the users surging in base. I did not. So let's go look. Base chain users. Let's go see if the chart still pops up. Because I saw a crazy surge in base. I mean, this is a good one. This was not the weekly active users, but look at this. That's from a while ago. Never mind. You're in. I'm going to pull it off for a second and try and find what I'm actually looking for, because I think I might have liked the post. Is there a way I can see the, yes, likes? Right here. Koba posted this. So shout out Koba. He's constantly talking about base. Look at the active users on base. So since the announcement of Coinbase integrating base chain as a DEX onto Coinbase's main platform, the active users of base chain have started to skyrocket. The weekly active users have just been going straight up, right? We're looking at 3 million plus weekly active users of base chain. So I think this trend is going to continue, especially with Coinbase opening up DEX trading on base chain on the main platform. All the normies are going to be able to start purchasing coins on Coinbase that previously you could not touch unless you understood DeFi. So this trend, I think, is what makes me a little bit more bullish on base chain. Although with that being said, I am still really bullish on the coins like the pump science ecosystem here, right? So we wanted to do an art moonshot price prediction. I think art chilling at $147,000 market cap. I really think that art's got a chance of sending up here to somewhere around 100 million. Okay, now that's, again, stars align, everything goes really well for them. They continue to be maybe the king of the pill, right? Maybe they dethrone Riff or Euro, and we see that bull case come through where everyone starts using pump science again. So a bull case, 100 million. I don't think that we'll see the same thing as Riff and Euro again, which is $250 million. I don't think so. I think we have to kind of temper our expectations there. So 100 million divided by 147,000 is a 680x from here, okay? So you multiply that by the current price of it. You're looking at a 13-cent art, potentially, okay? As a bull case. All right. Base case, I think they do what the BioIPT tokens do. And I think we go up to 20 to 50 million. So cut it in half, or roughly 5 cents, give or take, for art. And I'm going to just keep all of the pump science tokens in that same category, right? The pump science tokens, I think they all can get to roughly 50 to $100 million in market cap as like a really, everything's going really smooth for them. That's just this cycle. That's just until the end of November, guys. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. I was dead wrong in my last price predictions for all these coins. I mean, I guess we still have time to have it all play out still and me go back and be like, look at, I told you guys. I guess that's still on the table, but I think we need to temper our expectations a bit with things. And by temper the expectations, I mean, we can still find potential 600Xs. Or if you look at EGS or Gaussy, and if they get to $100 million market cap, that's over 1,000X on both of them, right? So that type of activity, 1,000X on EGS, 1,000X on Gaussy, gets to an 81 million and a $62 million market cap. Very, very interesting times ahead of us. And I do agree with what Steve the Canadian is saying here. If you guys take $1,000 to $10,000 and sprinkle it across these BioIPTs and the pump science tokens and the small agents, specifically like Bill, I think that you'll see some crazy, crazy activity because the cycle of attention will come back to DeSci once again. I think it will mark the end of the cycle. When DeSci's ripping, I think it will mark the end of the cycle. I could be wrong. I have no idea. It has marked the end of the previous cycles, right? We saw DeSci go crazy here, and it was a temporary top. We saw DeSci go crazy here, and it was a temporary top. We saw a little bit of craziness here, and it was a kind of a temporary top, but the first leg up, really. So I think it'll play out again, where we see another crazy bull run, and then a temporary top. Maybe we go into next year a little bit. I don't know. Neither do you. So just be cautious, but cautiously optimistic, I think. I think everything is looking really good to see the markets just continue to rally. The NASDAQ, while we've been talking, has practically hit a new all-time high. It only has 0.2% to go to hit a new all-time high. Bitcoin's got a little bit more room to go, but I do think we will see Bitcoin hit that new all-time high here probably in the next 2 weeks. No, Beagle. Mods. Keep Beagle in check here. So my final analysis for you guys of the coins that we analyzed here. These are some of the cases for them. I didn't do Hempy. I didn't do Hair. Hempy, I'm keeping in the same ballpark as the BioIPT tokens. I think it can go from anywhere, base case, 20 to 50 million, bull case, 100 million plus. Right? Hair, I guess we can do Hair if you guys want to. Hair is an interesting one because it has already gone crazy and it's got a lot of big money that's backing it from the shadows, right? Hey, why has Pulse Chain got a Hair DAO token? Is Hair not currently listed? The freak? No trading volume on this thing. So Hair's already been all the way up at $150 per coin. So it's chilling at 30. I think base case, we can see it back up above 150. I think base case, we can see Hair going up again to 150. And so that's a 5x from here, which would put it at $100 million market cap. I think that's very doable. Yeah. the way I think it's going to play out, because of the flow of money, we've talked about this a lot, the flow of money in crypto. We see the biggest of big coins get the money first, then large caps, mid caps, low caps, back into the big guys, and then out back to fiat. So the flow through the cycle. I think you can apply this again to the DeSci market cap, where Bitcoin is replaced by Bio and Research Hub. Bio and Research Hub take off, which we're already seeing a little bit with Research Hub, right? We're already seeing a bit with Research Hub. It's holding up good, and it's starting to look like it's a really good opportunity to get in. And then we see it flow into the bio ecosystem plays and the DNA and the data lake and the Zaya and the Noble blocks and all those types of projects, right? And then we see it flow into some of the altcoins and the micro caps within the space, like the AI agents, like Bill, like the bio IPTs, like the pump science tokens, right? That's what I think is going to end up playing out. Now, the fringe case that could end up happening is that we see something like pump science take off first, and we get the degens in the space, or the AI agents take off first, and again, we get the degens in the space, right? A more non-traditional approach to it, but also kind of what's been happening this cycle, where it's just the attention rotation, right? And so if that's the case, and attention is what drives everything in DeSci, then we'll see AI agents or the pump science molecules take off, blow my expectations out of the water, meaning we see things like Bill up at $10, $12, meaning we see things like the pump science molecules up approaching $1, right? Maybe 50 cents, something crazy like that. And then the money flows from there into the other DeSci plays. Time will tell. And hopefully you guys appreciated this. I did not go through any of the news. We really just did moon math the entire live stream. So I kind of enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoy where my head is at with everything. While we've been talking, Bitcoin has successfully broken above all the daily moving averages and is just a few percent away from entering into the circle. So if we get 0.5% move on Bitcoin today, we will have officially entered into the circle. You can see it's trying. Part of me wants to stay live until we hit the circle. The watch list is going to fly if everything goes right. Absolutely agree with you, Beagle. Even in the base case, they get drawn up. Everything's going to drag up. A bear case scenario, I don't even want to entertain, because in a bear case, I think we have 3 to 7x's on a lot of the stuff we hold. So I don't want to even entertain that. But if you think about it objectively from a traditional finance POV, if you got a 3x on something, you would be crazy successful in the markets. And so even in the base case, or even in the bear case scenario, a lot of the coins from where they are right now are going to be nutty in their returns. So if you have spare capital, if you have cash on the sidelines, you want to get into some of the more safe plays out there to make up a big chunk of your portfolio. I didn't even mention things like BID outside of the ecosystem of DeSci, but look at how strong BID has been. Look at how strong BID has been. Like, these types of plays, I think, are going to drive a lot of the attention narrative. So if BID takes off, goes to all-time highs, which I do think it's going to happen pretty soon. I think we're probably going to have one big pullback, scare a lot of people out, and then shoot up to like 25 cents or something like that. AI agents will take over. Same thing with virtuals. Keep an eye on them. They're up 20% today, is nuts, because they're already a $1 billion market cap. So I think BID has a chance to get up and compete with these types of projects. So $1 billion market cap for virtuals. If we see this thing go to like 5 billion, a 5x from here, and we see it's chilling up at like $7, $8, I think BID can get to $1 billion. And BID, I want to do this moon math before I end it, but if BID gets to $1 billion, You guys hold a lot of bid, which is a good reason why I'm doing this. But if bid gets to $1 billion in market cap, divide this by 33.2, we're looking at a 30x from here times 0.1239. You're looking at a $3 to $4 bid. A $3 to $4 bid if it gets to where Virtuals is right now. And I do think they will. They're building out AI agents on BitTensor. BitTensor, if BitTensor runs, then bid will run even harder. If BitTensor runs, which it is right now, it's up 18%. If BitTensor runs to all-time highs and above, $1,000 per coin, right? We'll see bid go to $1 billion. If we see bid go to $1 billion, we see things like Bill, we see things like Agent Algo, we see things like Wall Street's Bets agent or the DraftKing agent, D-King. You guys seen D-King lately? D-King is probably the only other AI agent in the bid ecosystem I would get into besides Bill. This, yes, it's on a crazy rally, but guess what? They secured a contract to do sports gambling arbitrage with their agent with a value of over $300 million. So a portfolio of sports gambling is being managed in part by this AI agent. That portfolio is over $300 million in value, and the agent right now is $20 million in value. I think it has a lot of upside to go, especially if it's proven successful in doing that. I think this one will be a crazy one. But yeah, I've been a minute behind. Great stream. Thank you, Steve the Canadian. Appreciate that. Going to show this vid to the banker when asking for a loan. Come on, Beagle. God damn it. You can go do buy now, pay later. I saw buy now, pay later for an object. I was trying to buy something for the fish tank behind me, and it was like a $2 thing, and I got the option for 4 payments of 50 cents over 4 months with 0 interest. And I was like, fuck, the economy's cooked. People are probably taking that kind of stuff. We're cooked. When that pops, we're cooked. But I don't think it pops until Feds change rates. I think the Feds changing rates will be a sign that it has popped. So hopefully we don't get the Feds cutting rates until the end of this year. Very end. I want to see that December, maybe the October meeting. All right, guys, your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. I appreciate all of you guys being here with me. And I will see y'all in tomorrow's live stream. Same time, same place. Bring a friend to stream day.